Tablet weaving is one of my favorite styles of weaving. I love to do it, but it can get really confusing. There's a lot of variables and it can get complicated quick. Today I'm going to show you some of the basic mechanics so you know how tablet weaving works. Do you mind? Ma'am, you are literally exactly in the way. So I'm using cardboard and macrame cord to make this a little easier to see. The first step is going to be threading your cards. Now, the order of your colors matters. This is going to dictate the order that your colors come up in your pattern. So when you're following a pattern, always be sure to double check the order of your thread colors. Equally important to color order is S and Z. Now, in tablet weaving, S and Z is referring to an angle. If you look at the middle of the letters, an S has a slant from upper left to lower right, and Z has a slant from upper right to lower left. And here's where a lot of people get mixed up because different patterns notate this differently. Some patterns talk about the slant of the card, and some patterns talk about the angle of the threading. If your card slant is S, shown by a slash mark, then your threading will be Z threaded, meaning your threads come from the right side of the card to the left. If your card slant is Z, shown by a backslash, then your threading will be S threaded from the left to the right of the card. S and Z are important because it denotes the twist in your weaving. When you have a Z card slant and you turn forward, which means your top corner pushes away from the weaver, your twist will be Z twisted. So forward twist matches the card slant. When you turn your Z slant card backwards, you will end up with an S twist in your weaving. So backwards will twist the opposite of your card slant. Let's look at that again with the S slant card. If you have an S slant card and you turn forward or away from the weaver, your twist that builds up will match the slant of your card. So an S slanted card will have S slanted forward twist. When you turn your cards backward or toward the weaver, it reverses your twist. So with an S slanted card, if you turn backward, you will end up with a Z twist. Now I'm going to angle the card as I turn it so you can watch how the colors change position and how they wrap around each other as you turn. The important part of this is what the top threads are doing. Which thread is moving across the top from one top position to the other top position. If you look here, red is in the front and now it's moving to the back, and then white will be next, and then the blue. And same thing when we switch directions, the blue goes across the top, then the white, then red goes across the top, then the gray, and so on. See if you can follow which color is crossing the top. Now let's add weft. Your weft is going to lock a portion of your twist into place, and it's just going to hold everything so it doesn't move. As you turn, which advances each thread from one position to the next, you're going to place a weft. That's going to lock that turn in place. As we turn, notice the thread that is crossing across the top is the one most prominent. That thread crossing over the top is the thread that will show for that card in that pick. And we're going to skip my struggle in making this look neat. Notice each thread traveling at a diagonal. Notice how each one has their time to shine. And now we're going to reverse it. This is why the weft is important, because when you reverse it without the weft, you would just be untwisting your work. And then you would lose it all. You'd be weaving and unweaving, and that would make everybody sad. But when you add your weft in, it holds it in place. So you can see as I am changing direction, my twist changes direction, but the weft is holding everything in place. A nifty little feature of tablet weaving I want to point out is notice at the point where we change direction how the threads go straight before they switch their twist. Some people get confused here. Why are my threads straight when I change direction? But it's totally normal. It's totally in the nature of tablet weaving. That's just what happens. So now we've seen how one card works and acts like its own little loom. Now let's add more. So I added 6 more cards, and each one is threaded the same as the first one. So they are a Z card slant, which is S threading, and the order of the colors is the same. You can see I struggle with trying to turn it as a whole pack, so I'm turning one at a time. I'm using the popsicle stick as a representation of weft. And we're going to watch as I turn and advance each card how the color changes happen. And the color that shows up the most is the color that's going from the front top hole across the top to the back top hole. And this is true for each card, just like it was when we only had one card. It's just now we have 6 cards that are all doing the same thing. So it's like having 6 miniature looms. All 6 cards are bringing up the same colors at the same time. They're all creating the same twist, which is a Z twist, which is creating horizontal stripes. That's a little tricky to see with the popsicle sticks as weft, and I'm going to fix that in just a second. I'm going to replace my popsicle sticks with more of the macrame cord and really pull this together the way it's supposed to be. That's really going to help you see the horizontal stripes better, and we will continue weaving. As we are weaving, I want you to notice how the colors come up in the same order because we are turning the cards in the same direction. So they're following a sequence of white and blue and gray and red and back to white. Now this looks nice, but let's add some interest by changing this card slant up. We're going to change the slant by flipping the card. So we're going to start with a Z slant card and we're going to flip it to an S slant. Only half of them. So we're going to take the right half and flip them to be an S slant. Our 3 cards on the right have an S slant, and our 3 cards on the left still have the Z slant. Now I'm going to point out something that happened when we flipped our cards. If you look at the thread order, you'll notice we have the red in the front and the white in the back. And if you look on the old cards, we have the white in the front and the red in the back. When we flipped our cards, it flipped which threads are in the front, so changing our thread order. And as we weave, you're going to see our right threads are coming up in a different sequence than the threads on the left. They are reversed order. Now in this weave, I also switched my turning direction, and you can see where the angle of twist changes. That center part where you have a little bit of weft showing is where I changed direction. And you can see how either flipping your tablets or changing your turning direction changes the color order and the twist direction. So we really want to take a moment to notice how the lower right is the same as the upper left, and the lower left is the same as the upper right. Flipping the angle of your card has the same effect as changing your turn direction. This image shows how the different sides now have a different threading order. I'm going to correct that by swapping the gray and the white threads on the 3 cards on the right and giving them a little twist to align the colors again. Now, as we start weaving this, you can see our colors are again making horizontal stripes, but now their angles are pointed toward each other. So we're doing a series of little arrows. And I'm going to switch directions. So now I am turning backwards or toward the weaver, and you can see how that changes. You can also see there's a little spot in the center where the weft shows. Some people think they're making a mistake when this happens, but this is just the nature of tablet weaving. When that twist changes directions, you have a spot where it goes straight there right at the center, and then it changes to the opposite twist direction. So next we're going to shift our color positions. Our center cards are going to stay the same. The ones next to those are going to rotate forward 1 position. Our outside cards are going to rotate 2 positions. And this is how we create threaded in patterns. We're going to look at that again. For the other side, the center stays the same. Rotate 1 position forward. Rotate 2 positions forward. And if we looked at this on a threading chart, this is what it would look like, with the top row being your top front hole and going clockwise around from there. I'm freezing this so you can compare, but you can also pause the video if you need a closer look. I'll have another video more about reading patterns later on. And now we get to weaving, and as we go through this, watch how the colors are coming up. We are now making big arrows. Our outside color comes up first, and then the one next to it, and then the center ones. And it creates these diagonals when you look at the colors as a whole together. And this is where the magic of a threaded in design really shines. The author has already done all of the design work for you, and all you have to do is follow the pattern. I really hope this video helped you understand the mechanics of how tablet weaving works. If this was helpful to you, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to grow my channel, and I plan to do future videos on how to read different styles of patterns and how that translates to the weaving. In the meantime, happy weaving. Whoops. Wait. No, that is not a toy. Don't play with my tripod. Oh, man. Hey. Shoo, ma'am. No, nobody wants to see your booty. Okay. Winnie, this is not helpful. Seriously? Troublemaker. What are you doing? That's a weight. Honey. That's 8 pounds, dear. I'll be surprised if you can move that.